I just wanted to make this video real quick before I go do what I need to do. But I was driving out here to take a look at this job, and I'm having these conversations, and I had one about people like breaking their promises, not doing, what they said they was gonna do. And I'm thinking about that, and it's like, but do people do that intentionally? Right? Because when people tell you they're gonna do something, like when they say it, they mean it. They usually mean it when they say it. But see, what happens is it's not always intentional. What really happens is people don't always think that shit through before they commit. People rarely. Like, when have you asked somebody to do something and the response was, let me think about it? That just doesn't happen often. Like, people usually answer like right on the spot, or they spin you, which is also an answer, right? Or they just dodge the question, they just don't answer, which is also an answer, right? But oftentimes what it really be is they didn't think it through. They just respond, especially if like they're a friend or something, you know. I don't know, for whatever, like, I don't know, like, people could feel obligated, based on the relationship, you know what I'm saying? People could feel obligated to do you a solid, right? But then, when it comes time to do it, maybe their life is different. Their situation is different. Maybe they're dealing with a situation that they wasn't dealing with before, or whatever the case. But ultimately, it's like they didn't really think it through, right? And here's the really interesting thing about this. And I heard this, I think 50 Cent said this. I think I heard this from him. But you really need to, when somebody asks you to do something, of course, depending on what it is, but sometimes you really need to think about that shit before you answer. Because when you say yes to a person, their problem becomes your problem. Their issue becomes your issue. Whatever they need to do becomes what you need to do, right? So, and actually, like, just listen to this, because this is really, really deep and profound, right? Say somebody asks you for a ride to the airport, and they need to be at the airport at, say, like 7 in the morning, right? They ask you and you say yes. It has now become your responsibility to get them to the airport on time. You've accepted the responsibility. Their problem, you have made your problem. You have taken on their problems, and the responsibility isn't even on them anymore to get to the airport on time. The responsibility is now on you. You've obligated yourself to get them to the airport on time, right? Have you ever like looked at it like that? Have you ever thought about it like that? So like, you really need to think about shit before you commit to it. Can I help you move? Let me think about that, because I don't even like moving. Let me think about it. Like, when you, like, I need some deep, like, when, how much you got? Like, you just really need to think about shit sometimes before you answer. Are you really willing? And I'm not saying anything's wrong with it, not at all, but I'm just saying, like, have you ever thought about it like that? Like, are you in a position to make their problem your problem? and to be faithful, right? To commit to it, right? To follow through, right? Like, are you in that position? Are you in that position to take that additional responsibility upon yourself? Are you in that position to be obligated, right? To whatever it is. I was just an interesting spin on it, you know, and I just wanted to make a video on that. It just like it's just a totally different perspective, right? So that's all I got for that.